All right.
Awesome, thank
Well,
you.
enjoy, everybody.
Yeah. Gonna get a record of all of it. Any requests for today?
Something to make us younger.
Okay. You're in the right place.
My stuff over here.
All right, so first yoga class of February, we'll start with our little opening meditation. So just relax into your chair. Don't worry about your posture just yet. Just allow everything to be natural. We're going to take some time to notice how we're coming to our practice without trying to change it at all. So you can close your eyes if that's comfortable. If that's feels too forced at the moment, you can soften your gaze down and just start to focus inward. And again, without trying to change anything, just start to observe yourself and observe the moment. So start to observe the thoughts that are in your mind. When we first arrive to our practice, we carry a lot of energy with us, a lot of leftover energy. Maybe you're thinking about the events of the morning, getting here. Maybe you're thinking about the events of the week. Maybe you're looking forward to the upcoming week and the weekend plans, or any tasks that need to be done, any to-do lists. So just notice all those thoughts as if they're on a TV in your mind. Just watch them and observe, just becoming an observer of what's happening. And then start to observe your breath. Maybe it's not obvious to you right away, but see if you can notice if you're breathing high into your chest and just through your throat, or are you feeling the lungs all the way down? Or maybe each breath is different as you start your practice. And just notice. Lots of things affect the way we breathe, our activities, the time of year, whether we're being more in our head or more present in the moment can affect the breath, stress. So just for a moment, just observe your breath without judgment. And then observing the body. Notice where you're holding tension, if anywhere. Maybe you have some muscles that are a little tight and clenched. And we'll just try to relax starting here. So go ahead and soften through the muscles in the stomach and the chest and see if you can just open through the heart, just naturally, not forcing anything. If it doesn't feel easy at the moment, don't worry about it. We'll circle back later. And notice if there's any clenching happening in the thighs, nervous fingers or toes. See if you can let the arms be limp. Softening through the jaw, allowing for a space between the back teeth. And smoothing out the forehead, softening the eyelids and the eyebrows. And then just observing the world around you, starting with what's closest to you. Notice the texture of the clothing against the skin, and the temperature of the air around you. Notice the support of the chair that you're sitting in and the points of contact between the body and the chair. Notice the weight of the hands in the lap. Notice the feet on the floor. Maybe you're noticing the shoes or socks around the feet. And then start to notice the moment happening a little bit farther away from you. See what you can hear. Maybe you hear your own breath. And then moving farther, maybe you hear voices down the hall, footsteps on the stairs. Maybe you can hear traffic outside or the wind against the building. Noticing the sound of the clock and the fan. Just observing. And then notice if there's anything you can taste in this moment or anything you can smell. Observing next what you can see. If your eyes are closed, just observe the darkness behind your eyes, any shapes or patterns or different bright spots or dark spots. If your eyes are open, maybe just observing the pattern on the carpet, the texture, the color. Just using this mindfulness practice, this observation practice to pull you into the moment that's happening now, to help you call your energy from your mind and your busy thoughts and start to bring the energy down into the body so you can experience and enjoy each moment. Now, as we hold here, just breathing, just observing, recall your observations and just pick out something that you really appreciate. Perhaps the sound of the clock is soothing and you can meditate on that throughout your practice. Perhaps the feeling of the socks on the feet is very comfortable and that's soothing to you. You can allow that feeling to spread throughout the body. Or maybe you're just generally feeling a little more relaxed today. Keep your focus there and allow that feeling to grow bigger. Now starting to deepen the breath as we begin our practice. See if you can gradually bring the breath down deeper into the lungs, filling up into the ribs, the chest, and then releasing. Going at your own speed, just gently. You might feel a little forced at the start of class. That's okay. Remember not to judge yourself, just observe. Breathing in, fill up the lungs. Breathing out, push out any stale energy, any stale air swirling around in the lungs. And once more, inhale, breathe in. And exhale, let go. Releasing control of the breath. And just allow the body to start to soften, and we're going to lengthen through the spine from here. So just rooting the tailbone down into the chair, lifting the top of the head up towards the ceiling, keeping the chin level to the ground. And then again, a few deep breaths here. Keep the shoulders soft, hands are heavy. Inhale, fill up. And exhale, let go. Once again, inhale, breathe in. Exhale, let go. Once more, inhale. And exhale, release. Great. Now, recalling that thought that you found during your observation that you appreciate, that brings you comfort, whether that's a sound or a feeling, and just using that as your anchor. So anytime you find your mind trying to keep itself busy, which it will do, just bring yourself back to whatever that sound is or that feeling, and just meditate there, just very simply. When you're ready, we're going to begin with our neck roll warm-up. So inhale, find a little bit of extra length in the spine. Exhale, drop the chin to the chest. Inhale, we're coming up ear over shoulder to one side. Exhale, coming down through center. And then inhaling up over the opposite shoulder, side to side, matching your breath. So it's exhale down, inhale up, and you're just matching your breath side to side. So don't worry about keeping up with anybody else. Don't worry about trying to match my pace. Just close your eyes, go inward and match your breath. And notice how these first few movements feel in the body. If there's any pinching feeling in the neck, just stay away from that area. But maybe you find an area that's really tight and you want to hold and try to release some of that tension. You can pause and then continue when you're ready. You might try a few full circles, tipping the head all the way around to the back. A lot of our stress when it comes to us just goes straight to the shoulders, straight to the neck. So here each week we take the time to kind of unpack that, imagining like you're taking off a backpack and you're free to leave it here. You can leave without it. Whatever stress, anything that's holding you down. Just taking it off, letting it go. Inhaling up, exhaling down, pausing anytime you like. Just using this exercise to ease yourself into your yoga practice today, nice and gently. Few more breaths like this. Letting the head be heavy, seeing if you can keep the shoulders nice and still. Take your time. We're going to work our way to chin to chest. So sitting tall with the head forward. Just hold here. Really straight with the rest of the spine. If you want to, you can add a weight to the back of the head. Next, inhale, bring the gaze back to center. Exhale, ear over shoulder, either side. Keeping the shoulders nice and soft. You can add the hands if you'd like to. And inhale, back to center. Exhale, other side, same thing. Ear over shoulder, keeping the shoulders soft, just stretching through the neck, breathing. And inhale back to center, dropping the hands for a few sun breaths. Inhale, hands come up. Exhale, hands come to the heart. So again, just match your breath, go at your own speed. Inhale up. Exhale down. Great. Lengthening through the spine every time you breathe in. Softening the shoulders a little bit more every time you breathe out. Great. Once more, inhale, bring it up. Lace or press the hands together. Exhale, up and over to one side. It doesn't matter which side, we're going both directions. Arms are staying as close to the ears as they can. Keep the shoulders as soft as possible. Inhale, come center. Exhale, other side. And then just create opposition. So we're not leaning up out of the chair. We're pressing the hips down and pulling the hands away. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Exhale, switch. Inhale, center. Now we're just going to draw a tiny circle on the ceiling. Good. So feeling this a little bit under the arms and around the shoulder blades and the ribs. Other side, other direction rather. A tiny circle. And then inhale, tall. Exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Great. Release the hands. Shake up the shoulders. Relax. Welcome to our seated cat and cow. Flexing through the spine, so holding onto the knees. We're going to inhale, come forward, so the belly's pulling forward, the shoulders come back. You can lift the chin if you want to. And then exhale, pressing the spine back as the shoulders come forward. Great. Again, go at your own speed. Match your breath. Inhale is forward, exhale is backward. But if there's one spot that feels really nice and you want to pause there for a few breaths, it's your practice. Just honor what your body's asking for today. And front, exhaling back. Very beneficial for the spine here. And then when you're ready, switching into circles. So just circling the spine. Inhale as you sweep across the front. Exhale across the back. Great. Again, either direction is fine. We're going to do both, so go ahead and switch when you're ready. Inhale across the front. Exhale across the back. And inhale, take it back to center. Exhale, drop the hands. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, take it up. Going at your own pace, matching your own breath. Maybe seeing if you can get slower and slower and deeper with each round. Great. Complete one more at your own pace and hold with the hands at the heart. Great. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, elbow towards the knee. So you're going across the body, either side is fine. Pressing into that bottom hand and looking up towards the ceiling if that's comfortable, or you can keep the neck neutral. Twisting through the spine here. Releasing through the back. Inhale, come center. Exhale, switch, other side. Easing out toxins, just hold and breathe. Stretch up through the shoulders, the low back. Inhale, center. Exhale, back to the first side. And inhale, center. And exhale, switch. Inhale, center. And exhale, release the hands. Great. Circle out the wrists if you need to. Relax from pressing them together. And then we're going to come for a little rest in our forward fold next. So stretching through the shoulders, the low back, and the hips as well here. So when you're ready, inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, start to come forward. So you can come onto your elbows here. Just keep the shoulders soft, and you can stay right here. If you have more to go, you can reach for your ankles, or you can fold all the way over your legs. You can let your head drop. Whatever feels best to you, we're just holding in that position. So you pick your position, and then you don't have to commit to it. You can switch out of it as many times as feels comfortable. So notice how the pose feels as you first come into it. Notice the sensations. Notice how your low back feels in this stretch. Notice the middle back. Notice the shoulder blades, and that little space right between the shoulder blades. Notice the neck, the base of the skull. Notice the shoulders. Notice the hips. Maybe sensation in the back of the thighs. Find your breath. And if the mind starts to wander as you hold, and just stay in the same position for a little bit, remember, just bring yourself back to that anchor that you identified at the start of class. So coming back to that feeling that you were really appreciating, or that sound, or whatever it may be. We're going to hold here for a couple deep breaths. Deep inhales. Long, deep exhales. And notice as the stretch changes as you hold. Maybe you get a little bit more comfortable as you hold, and maybe you can drop down, relax into it a little bit more. Maybe it gets to be a bit much. You want to come up out of it for a break. Just pay attention to what your body's asking for. A few more breaths here. one more big breath in. And exhale slowly. Go ahead and start to work your way back up to center. Great. And just give yourself a second here. You can relax through the shoulders. Just let the effects kind of sink into the muscles. Notice how you feel having before and after that stretch. And just take a second. Find your breath again, and then we're going to come into our pigeon poses. So you can do either leg. First, we're going to bring the ankle up to the knee for the full pose. If you want a modification, you can cross at the ankles. It's up to you. And then sitting nice and tall, we're going to fold over that leg. So inhale, come center. Exhale, melting forward. Once again, just going as far as is comfortable. You can reach for the ankle or the floor, or you can stay up on the elbows. One tends to be a lot more intense, so breathe into it, take your time. You can always work your way down as you hold. Find your breath. Just notice that sensation in the back with that bent leg. You know, we carry a lot of tension in the neck and the shoulders and the jaw, but the hips being such big muscles, a lot of tension can really hide out there without us tending to even realize it. So we're just taking some time, holding in the stretch, and just letting the stretch do the work. So come to your breath. And it's pretty easy in this position to let the shoulders kind of start to tense up. So see if you can just keep the upper body as soft as possible. Relax through the jaw, relax the hands. A few more deep breaths here, just meditating inward, focus on your breath. Let's take one more big breath in. Exhale slowly, come on up. And start to release that leg, take your time. You can bend and stretch, you can flex some planks, the foot, circle out the ankle, whatever feels good to you. And then when you're ready, we're coming to the other side. So you can do the modification and cross your ankles, or you can do the full pose, ankle on the knee. From here, inhale, lengthening through the spine. Exhale, gently folding over. Keeping an open mind, one side may be different than the other. So observe the sensations here. Find your breath. Start to find as much softness as you can. Soften through the hands, soften through the shoulders and the jaw. Just allow all that tension to just release from the hip. Long, deep breaths. Every exhale, just ask yourself where in your body can you relax a little bit more. Just finding more and more softness. But again, if the pose gets to be a bit much, you can always come up. You can always switch to the modification and cross the ankles instead. Just honoring your body. More breaths here, just meditating inward. Let's take one more big breath in. And exhale slowly. Start to work your way back up. And release that leg. You can bend and stretch it. Left and point the foot. Circle out the ankle, whatever feels good here. Into A nice straight spine, dropping the hands, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, cactus position, bend the elbows back and down. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Repeating with your own breath at your own speed. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, elbows down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Great, couple more. Following your breath. Really let your breath carry you. Great, once more. Inhale up. Exhale, open. Inhale up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Great. Camel pose. So scooting forward on the chair if you need to. We're taking the hands to the low back, fingers point down. Squeeze the elbows and the shoulders towards each other. And think about lifting the heart towards the ceiling. So it's a tiny back bend. You can lift the chin if you want to. And then from here, you can take the full pose if you want to. Just bring your hands down to the seat of the chair, fingers pointing towards your hips, and then press into the chair, opening through the heart. Great. Holding here. Big breath in. And exhale, release. Great. Just relax through the spine. Shake it out. Then from here, we'll come into our wide leg position. So taking the knees on either side of the chair, can be small or wider, however, whatever you feel up for today. We're just gonna do our little shoulder stretch, knees over the ankles, fingers on the inside of the thighs, thumbs on the outside, elbows up, and then we're gonna just drop one shoulder forward. You can do either side, it doesn't matter. Your chin will go towards the shoulder that you're dropping forward. And then inhale back to center, exhale, switch. By just getting the space in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, center, exhale, switch. Inhale, center, exhale, switch. Inhale, center, then exhale, release the hands. Good, we're gonna do our wide leg forward fold today. One last forward fold. So coming up tall, inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, start to come forward. You can just have your hands on the seat of the chair. You can bring elbows to the knees. If you can reach the floor, you can take that position, whatever feels good to you. Really opening through the hips and thighs here. Great. Should feel really nice. Just see if you can press the knees open so they're right on top of the ankles, keeping that alignment for safety. Protecting the joints. Find your breath. Great, now you can stay right here, or if you want to add a twist, bring one hand right to the center of your feet, and then opposite hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Great. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale, switch, other side. Exhale, bring it down. One more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. And exhale, down. One more breath in here, two hands on the ground. And then exhale, slowly start to work your way up. Great. Bringing the knees in together. You can shake it out. You can rock the knees side to side or let them fall in towards each other, just releasing the hips a little bit. Great. Okay, coming into sun breaths with chair pose next. So you can always just do sun breaths just seated or just standing if you want to. Otherwise, we're gonna inhale, take it up, hands come up overhead, and then exhale, slowly coming back down to the chair, nice and controlled. Great. Matching your own breath once again. Inhale is up. And exhale is down. Great. Couple more. Staying on our feet for this next round. Inhale up. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Keep them there, or you can bring your hands down by your sides, whatever feels best to you. We're just taking a moment here. A grounding pause here in the center of our yoga practice. Just feel your feet now on the ground. Feel the top of the head growing up towards the ceiling. Check in with yourself here. Notice the breath. You might be breathing a little quicker from the up and down and the arm movements. That's okay. Allow that to happen. Notice your mind. Is it still having all its busy thoughts from before? If so, that's okay. But just take a moment here to notice. Notice again the sensations in the body. Remember where those areas of tightness were at the start of class and just check in and see how that feels. See how the body feels different after doing some gentle stretches. Maybe there's still some tightness, and that's okay. Just take a moment here, notice. Notice the moment that you're experiencing. Take a big breath in and exhale, release. Good, we're just gonna come through empty coat sleeves, so just giving yourself some space. And then twisting through the arms, good. Just let them be limp, let gravity take them. Great, and then allow the movement to get smaller and smaller until naturally you're right back to the center. Take your time, really, really slow. Great, okay, let's face the seat of the chair next. So I'll turn, oops, that was loud. Turn the seat of the chair, yes, just so it's facing you, and then we're gonna start closer up to it. So ankles right under the hips, and then we'll start in our tabletop position. So inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, folding forward, hands to the seat of the chair, spreading out the fingers. And if you need to have a little bend in your knees, if you're a little tight through the hamstrings, that's totally fine. We're gonna do our cat and cow here. So inhale, drop the stomach. Exhale, push the chair away. Great, go at your own speed, match your own breath. Great. And then when you're ready, start to introduce organic movement. So that might be pressing into one side of the body and then the next. Bending one knee at a time, lifting one heel at a time. Maybe circling the shoulders. It doesn't have to be anything specific, just notice where your tight spots are and see if you can kind of get into those sticky areas to allow them some release. So any organic movement here that feels good. Great, and then we're coming to our pyramid pose. So feet start wide, they're pointing right at the chair. You can step your right foot closer to the chair, the left foot back. This can be as wide or narrow as you want. We're trying to have two straight legs and both toes pointing directly at the chair. So you can hold here or maybe come down to your elbows if you have a little more space, or reach for your ankle or your shin. And then just see if you can keep the hips square. The right hip's gonna wanna shoot forward. So see if you can pull them, both hips facing directly at the chair here. Great. Really big stretch for the backs of the legs. One more inhale. Exhale, let's turn it out to triangle pose. So we're gonna take that left foot, turn it open. Your right hand will make contact with the chair. You can stay with two hands on the chair if you'd like to. Otherwise, we're taking the left hand up towards the ceiling. Great. So just thinking about pressing the hips and the head away from each other, really finding length in the body. Great. And then when you're ready, we're gonna try just pressing straight up from here. So up to a standing position, arms wide. Great. And then when you're ready, just come feet together. And we'll set up for the other side. Dropping the hands, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, tabletop position. Great. All right, so feet are wide. And then step the left foot towards the chair, right foot back behind. You're parallel, both toes are pointing at the chair. Square off the hips. If you want to try to come down to the elbows, you can. Whatever feels best to you. Find your breath. Both legs are straight. Both heels are down. Couple breaths here. One more big breath in. Exhale, we'll take it to triangle. Only if you want to, you can pause anytime. We're gonna take the right foot open to face the side. Left hand on the chair, right arm reaches up, triangle pose. Great. Both arms stretching away from each other. Both feet pressing away from each other. Big breath in. And exhale, press into the feet, come to stand. Good, and release. Step the feet together. Great. We'll come to stand behind the chair next. We'll do a few standing things. So let's start with downward dog on the chair. This is a really nice one for the chest and shoulders. So holding on to the back of the chair, we're gonna walk the feet away and then press the head. It's okay if it doesn't happen, but think about pressing the head through the elbows while keeping the arms as straight as you can. This should be a really nice stretch for the shoulders and the chest. If it's too much, you can come up, but we'll hold for a couple breaths. Also feeling a little bit of a stretch through the hamstrings, back of the legs. Great, one more inhale. Exhale, come on up. We'll step a little closer to the chair, and then we'll take the right foot forward. Let's step the left foot to the back. Bending into that right knee, keeping the knee right on top of the ankle. Warrior one, so you can keep the hands on the chair. You can lift one arm straight up or both. Holding here. Great, you can stay right here, or you can take eagle arms in our warrior one. So that would just be taking the right elbow on the bottom as you cross the arms, bending so that the palms face away from each other. And then you can either touch the backs of the hands together or wrap so that the fingers are in the palm. Lifting the elbows when you find a position you like. Great. Holding here. Really actively pulling the elbows away from the shoulders. One more big inhale. Exhale, unwind, and bring the feet together. Good, pedal through the feet, relax. And then we're gonna do the opposite side. So stepping the right foot back, bending into that left knee, so making sure it doesn't shoot over the ankle. Keep it right on top of the ankle. You can take this wide or you can take it narrow, it doesn't matter. Whatever feels good to you. And then you can leave the hands on the chair, raise one or both. Hold it here. Breathing. And then if you want to, go ahead and add your eagle arms. You're gonna have your left elbow on the bottom, so crossing, palms face away. You can always just grab for your shoulders too. Backs of the hands together, or fingers in the palms, lift the elbows. Great. Breathing into the backs of the shoulders. Hold. One more inhale. And exhale, unwind. And step the feet together. Good. You can pedal through the feet, lift one heel at a time. All right, and we are going to come to our mountain pose next. So finding your alignment, stacking all of the joints, taking the ears over the shoulders, over the hips, over the knees, knees right on top of the ankles. You want your toes pointing directly forward here. So this is your mountain pose. Just nice and aligned. The heart is open, shoulders are relaxed. The feet are relaxed, they're grounding, pressing down into the ground. We're gonna start to shift into our tree pose. So take your time, take whatever version you like. You can work with a focal point if that helps. Keep your chin level and find something to hold your gaze on if that helps with your balance. So your tree pose, you can keep a kickstand and just hold here. You can lift the foot up to the ankle, onto the shin, or onto the thigh. Just make sure you're not pressing against the knee. You want it above or below the knee. And you can hold onto the chair. You can do one hand at your heart. You can do two. You can grow your branches or do a heart opener, whatever feels good. And just hold here. If you fall, just slowly work your way back in. That's part of it. Press all four corners of the foot down into the ground. Hold and breathe. One more breath in. Exhale, release. Great. Shake out through the hips and relax through the bottoms of the feet. And we're going to repeat that on the other side. So you can do the same exact version or mix it up. So just find your alignment first before you do anything else. Make sure everything is stacked in line. And then you can go ahead and switch legs, tree pose on the other side. Use that focal point if that helps you. Find your breath. Let's take one more breath. Inhale. And exhale, working your way down. Great. You can relax through the feet. Lift one heel at a time. And just let go of that tension. Great. All right, we're gonna work our way back into the chair, starting to slow down for our meditation time. As you relax back into the chair, just allow yourself to surrender to the support, surrender to gravity. Find a comfortable spot for the hands. Maybe palms up to help the shoulders relax, or palms down if you need grounding or warmth. Allow the feet to be heavy on the floor. Maybe you can close your eyes here. Again, if it still feels too forced, maybe just soften the gaze down. And just pause for a moment. Just allowing yourself this time for the effects of your practice to sink in. And allowing yourself to feel thankful to yourself for doing this for you today. Allowing yourself some time to let go and release and restore. Start to bring your focus back to your breath. Seeing if you can slow it down once again. Breathing down into the bottom of the lungs. And then emptying out. Long, deep breathing. And then letting go. Inhale, fill it up. inhale, letting go. Now starting to see if you can lengthen your exhales. It can be a little more difficult to do. It might take a little more focus at first. But having your exhale longer than your inhale sends the signal to your brain that it's time to relax and calms the nervous system. Maybe you try counting 4 for your inhale, pausing maybe for 2, maybe counting to 6 for your exhale before beginning again. Or if those numbers are too high or too low, feel free to adjust them to suit you. Just aiming to keep the exhale slightly longer than the inhale. Breathe in. Now preparing for our body scan before we come into our meditation. Reminding yourself of that soothing feeling you found at the start of practice. And as each part of the body is named, just imagine that feeling overtaking each part of the body until you feel completely relaxed and soothed and calm and safe. Starting with the toes, bottoms of the feet, tops of the feet, the heels and the ankles, the shins and the calves, the knees, the thighs and the hips, the lower stomach and the low back, the waist, the middle back, upper back, shoulder blades, the rib cage, the chest and the collarbone, tops of the shoulders and the sides of the shoulders, the upper arms, elbows, forearms, wrists, palms of the hands, backs of the hands, 10 fingers, the back of the neck, sides of the neck, the throat, the jaw, the teeth and the tongue, the cheeks and the nose, the eyelids and eyebrows, the forehead, and the top of the head, the entire left side of the body, the entire right side of the body, the entire back of the body, the entire front of the body, the entire top of the body, and the entire bottom of the body. The whole body feeling calm, rested, heavy on the chair. For our meditation today, just picking out that sound. Maybe the sound of the fan, the sound of the clock, maybe several sounds all together. And just holding your attention there. Holding your attention on a repetitive noise just helps your mind to quiet, to keep busy without thinking about too much. So picking out that sound and then holding your focus here. We'll rest quietly in meditation for a few minutes. I'll call you back when it's time. slowly. Maybe leaving the eyes closed for now. Start to bring your energy back into the body. Starting with some small movements, maybe wiggling the fingers and the toes. Allowing that to spread in a way that feels comfortable, maybe circling out the hands and feet. Maybe stretching out the arms and legs. Maybe taking a few cat cows or head rolls or sun breaths. Whatever feels good to you to kind of just wake back up. Pull that energy back into the body. And when you feel ready, we'll take a nice tall seat in the chair and seal our practice with a final sun breath. Dropping the hands, inhale, sweep up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you. Oops.
All right. Good deal.